So with the New Orleans Pelicans making their summer league debut Thursday, yes, this Thursday coming up, and the team officially dropping the roster yesterday, oh, you already know we got to do a deep dive and breakdown of this roster and what you should expect to see come this summer league. So what you gonna do right now is cue my music.
This is the Pelican Scoop with Jordan Kitchens, breaking down everything under the sun about your New Orleans Pelicans. Smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay on top of your Pels content. Now, running point, here's Jordan.
What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of the Pelican Scoop. I am your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm back from the 4th of July vacay. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Hopefully you guys ate some burgers. Hopefully you guys put down some glizzies. Pause if needed. Hopefully you guys had a good old time with the family. Now let's get down to the matter of business. The New Orleans Pelicans, it's summer league time, man. You know it's summertime when you step outside, you can smell the crazy scattered thunderstorms that just be popping up around South Louisiana, maybe in other, Gulf Coast regions too, but especially down here in the South, bro. You can come outside, you can smell the rain in the air, smell the freshly cut grass. You probably might be able to smell a little bit of dog dookie you might have stepped in. And look, usually that means football season, but we're not talking football season, baby. We're talking about some basketball, some New Orleans Pelicans basketball. And honestly, he's giving us something to be excited about. It's giving us something to be very excited about. So we're going to break down what you should be very excited about to see. But let's talk about this. So over the weekend, the Pelicans waived Antonio Reeves, Kentucky guard. I was very high on Antonio Reeves over the season. I'm like, man, Willie, you got to play this kid. You got to play this kid. He's better than Jordan Hawkins. You're letting Hawkins out there, and then you give Reeves the same amount of minutes. He give you way more passing, not even just shooting. He's shooting better than Hawkins, and the Pelicans let him go over the weekend, but he's back on the Summer League roster, so we can break all that down. I was going to do a video about it, but I felt like I was crashing out a little too hard about a second-round pick. I was like, man, what? I'm like, what are we doing, Joe? Like, I liked every move, and you let go of Reeves? Like, you didn't even let him, you see what he can do. But he's able to still play on the Summer League roster, so hopefully they can, he can find his way back on the roster, because I do think he's better than a lot of options. You already don't have Brandon Boston Jr., but again, it's a numbers game. He's a second-round pick, so he's getting grouped up in the numbers, getting crunched thing. But I think Jordan Hawkins, you better be looking around your shoulder, bro, because this guy can play. So it's a lot of guys that, that are up for spots. So let's break this down the roster right now. So I guess, as you can see from the screenshot on the screen, you're going to be seeing just like the official graphic they posted. I'm looking at the roster with the names, the heights and weights and all that, because I want to see who's a guard, who's a forward, what his guy measurements, what he's looking like, whatever, maybe how old he is, where he went from. So starting on my perspective, you have number 23, Trey Alexander. This is the guy they brought in who played with the Nuggets last year. He went to Creighton. He's a 6'4", 185-pound guard. They brought him in, and the second you see them bring him in, you let go of Antonio Reeves. So you got to, he must be one of Joe's guys. They signed him and Hunter Dickinson. They gave those guys two-way contracts. I don't know what they see in Hunter Dickinson, the guy who was in a million years in college from Kansas and Michigan, but whatever about him. At number 32, you have Tyler Anderson. He's a 6'6", 185-pound forward. Will Baker, number 50 from LSU. He's a center, 6'11", 240. LSU, he can shoot. It's going to be very challenged defensively. What's going on with these? We've got a lot of white big men. I see we got him and Hunter Dickinson. So interesting to see the big man dynamic. Let's keep going. So Keon Brooks, number 11, familiar face. Played a lot of good minutes last year down the stretch. Formerly, he was number 0 last year, but now he has 0 fear. So you got to get that up, my boy. Got to get that number up. So Keon Brooks, he's on the Summer League roster. Number 4, Hunter Dickinson. Like I said, a million years in college. We'll see what he can do. I'm not really too high on him. 7'2", 265, so big body frame. But also, I could be talking crazy, and Hunter Dickinson comes out here and blows my socks off. But they signed him to a two-way deal, so you should see him either in Birmingham. Jeremiah Fears, number 0. Of course, we're not talk much about Jeremiah Fears. We're going to break him down. Number 55, A.J. Hoggart. He's a 6'4", 202-pound guard from Clemson. Number 20, Chase Hunter, 6'4" guard. Number 21, Yves Missi. So it's good to see Yves Missi in Summer League. Great. Let him get these reps. He's going to need these reps. We're going to talk about who I think should still be here, who I think needs the Summer League reps, but we'll get to that. So, like I said, Yves Missi, number 21. Number 14, Makai Peavy, the guy you just picked up from Georgetown. Could be your Herb Jones replacement. I don't know. I'm not saying Herb will get replaced, but he has a lot of, all right, well, if push come to shove, we got to get a Herb. We got this guy. Plays a lot of good defense, high energy guy. can shoot a little bit, So we're gonna see how it looks in the summer league. So we got to see how it looks in the summer league, regardless. So number 22, Derik Queen. No me not say much about that. Number 30, Lester Quijones, who was on the team last year. A lot of Birmingham, but he gave a lot of good minutes down the stretch when the season was already lost. So he came and filled in. Good to see him with the summer league. Number 12, Antonio Reeves. So they cut him, but you don't have to be on an NBA roster to play in the summer league. So he's either auditioning for the Pelicans or he's auditioning for the other teams in the league. In my perspective, he's auditioning for the other teams in the league. I want Antonio Reeves to ball. I want Antonio Reeves to do well. So I'm always going to be rooting for Antonio Reeves. So regardless if it's here in New Orleans, wherever he does fine or wherever he does stick, he has a fan of me because, given the certain circumstances that he's able to come in and fill in, he played good ball. He played good ball to me, and I feel like there's a lot more room for him to grow. I get it. How old is Antonio Reeves? He's born in 2000, so he's my age. We're looked down upon. So he's about to turn 25 this year. I get it. People, whatever. So keep going. At number 42, you have Christian Shamet, 6'6", 213-pound forward from McNeese. So hometown hero. So he's on that McNeese team with Will Wade. So he's going to have a lot of fans. I already know there's going to be a lot of people that want him to make the roster. Hopefully he does make the roster. From McNeese. Like to see a lot of, hometown guys get their opportunity to shine. And at number 28, filling out the roster, you have Trey Townsend, 6'6", 212-pound. Everybody's about 212 pounds, 6'6". Not really many tall guys on the team. There's a lot of forwards, a lot of forwards. Other than your Will Bakers and your Mises and Hunter Dickinson and Queen. Everybody else is pretty much 6'6". About 6'6". Shortest guy on the roster is 6'3". So yeah, the shortest guy on the summer league roster is 6'3". So kids out there, if you're gonna be under 6'3" and you want to go to the NBA, you better be able to shoot the ball like Steph Curry. You better be able to play some defense. You better find some type of way, bro, because they are phasing out the small guards. Small guards are getting phased out the game. Your Chris Pauls, small guards are getting phased out the game. Yes, you have your, TJ McConnells and all this, but your Chris Pauls, your Steve Nashes, I feel like those days are done. You need to be like some type of hybrid 6'6", between 6'3" and 6'6". That's what you need to be. Because I'm just looking at the summer league roster. They don't have a single guy under 6'3". Not one single guy. And it's the summer league. Let's not even talk about the active roster. So, yeah, you're going to have your anomalies. Your Fred VanVleet still running. But it's rare and rare. You see them small Chris Paul-esque guards that, thrive in this league. Now you're looking for about these 6'5" wing combo guards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, these big old guards like that. Yeah, it's a big guard league. So let's break down who I think should be on this roster. It's interesting to see Carlos not on the summer league. I'm assuming Carlos going to be on the active roster. I'm not assuming like they're cutting him or anything, but I would like to see him get some summer league. Why not get some more extra reps? I get it. You got a lot of bodies you want to see, between Hunter Dickinson, you got Queen out there, you got Will Baker. So it's going to be a crowded front court, but I would like to see Carlos get a little bit of run. Just a little bit. I'm not saying he's make or break where it's like, oh man, is Carlos going to make the team? But I think I would like to see him out there. And another one that I think is very interesting, I think Jordan Hawkins should have been playing summer league. Now people are going to be like, oh bro, he's 3 years. He's a third-year player. I'm not one of those people. I feel like you need to play it until you prove yourself. I think you need to play until you prove yourself. I don't think Jordan Hawkins has showed enough to where it's like, yeah, this guy, he doesn't need to play summer league. There's no questions around him. Because of anybody who I think might have like the hottest seat in the team right now, I think Jordan Hawkins, because we saw Brandon Boston Jr. come in last year. We saw Antonio Reeves come in last year and were way more productive than you. Not only way more productive, they gave a little bit more. Because when your shot's not falling, what else do you have to offer? Yeah, people be like, oh, he can but he's still a 6'3" guard. Like, cool, he can get you 3 rebounds. Okay, if your main objective is to be able to shoot the ball, spread the floor, shoot the ball, take the pressure off Trey and Zion, be able to, all right, kick it out the Hawk, he's going to be able to hit a 3. If you can't do that, what is your purpose on this roster? Just tell me that. That's all I want to know. So I get it. It's a bad look. Oh, you got your third-year player still playing summer league. I get it. People don't want to feel like they missed on players and all this, but I think he would have benefited from a little bit of summer league run, just a little bit of extra run, just get his confidence going into the season. Because it's like if your shot's not falling, they got some guys that are going to put in over you, man. They got some guys that are going to play, especially Herb's going to be back healthy. Trey's going to be back. Fears. So you have guys that are going to have to play. Jose. So guys are going to have to play. Where do you fit in, Hawkins? Where do you fit in? I just feel like he would have benefited with a little bit of run at the summer league, but I completely understand. Y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know. Should Jordan Hawkins been on the summer league team? I ain't say he got to play the whole summer league. A couple games maybe. Let's go. If the first game he dropped 30, you're done. That type of ordeal. You show me what you do in that first game. You ball out. Cool. You're done. We call it off. Now, Now, looking at the roster, this might be a little controversial, but the potential starting five that I see starting day one, well, I think should be the starting five, should be you have Emisi at the 5. Obviously, that's not the controversial part. Queen at the 4. At the 3, you throw in Makai Peavy. At the 2, I want Antonio Reeves. I think Antonio Reeves should start at the 2. Either you start him or Keon Brooks at the 2, and at the 1, obviously, you're going to start Jeremiah Fears. But I think, yeah, it's a little like, damn, you just cut this man and he's starting for your Summer League team. I think not Queen. Obviously, I want to see what Derik Queen has to offer for sure. Derik Queen has been talking a lot of noise. Trust me, I'm gonna do a video about it tomorrow. Derik Queen has been talking cash money. So to give a little bit of preview about the video tomorrow, man, the way Queen is talking, he's talking more like, oh, why the hell the Pelicans? No, it's more like, yeah, of course they traded up to get me. I'm Derik Queen. Why else would they not trade up? Like I'm literally Derik Queen. Like I'm going out here to Vegas. I got a hit list. It's a couple guys I want to knock off this list. Like he's talking cash money, and that's what I love to see. Derik Queen is talking like, yo, I'm actually him. Like I don't know, y'all might not know it or y'all might not, but I'm him. So it's not like, oh, the Pelicans they gave up to get me. I'm Derik Queen. That's how he's talking. That's the mentality I love to see. That's the mentality Joe said he was gonna bring into the building. He wanted some dogs. So get your dogs in, man. We don't want no David Griffin little puppies. My little good human. No. We want boys that's gonna eat a steak with no knife and fork. Just bite that mug. Just bite that mug, bro. I'm telling you, just bite that mug, man. That's what he's talking about with Derik Queen. So, yeah, you want to see what Derik Queen has to offer. You want to see what Jeremiah Fears, how's that pick and roll going to look? How's his shooting splits going to look? You got the name. You got Zero Fears. That's cool. But now you got a ball. All right, now you got to live up to, yeah, that's why I'm Zero Fears. Like, I'm out here, I'm going to go get buckets. Like, ain't no fear in me. I'm him. So, that's what I want to see. I want to see Jeremiah Fears, go get to a shot. Show us that you can shoot efficiently. Not just be shot chucking you was doing in Oklahoma. Go hit some threes. Pass. I would like to see him pass. There's a lot of negativity about him being, his tunnel vision. He's always trying to hunt a shot and all that. Let's see. Let's all see. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what Derik Queen can do. Antonio Reeves. The whole world's watching. This is your opportunity. Do you want to be on the Pelicans or do you want to go play somewhere else? Because you will have the opportunity. Everybody's going to be watching. So it's a lot on his plate. And, every year it's going to be a situation where you have a guy that comes out the woodworks that balls for the Summer League. Like, oh, yeah, we got to keep this guy, put him on the Birmingham squadron. There's always going to be that guy. So who's going to be that guy that emerges? Trey Alexander. They just signed you to a two-way. You better ball. So many guys is like, yo, either your NBA career, do you want to flourish or you want to sink? A lot of NBA careers are lost in the Summer League. Then there's also a lot of NBA careers that get started in the Summer League that find a way because they balled out in the Summer League. So it's going to be interesting to see. So before we get out of here, let's break down the Pelicans' schedule. They only play 4 games, and obviously if you win, you get to move up into the playoffs or whatnot. So starting on Thursday, they play the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I'm assuming that's like Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr. I can't really tell you who they got this year, but I just know Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon are going to be. So you got a good challenge, it's coming game 1, July 10th. On July 15th, they play the Portland Trail Blazers. July 12th, they play the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course they do. And then on July 16th, you play the Oklahoma City Thunder. So you got some challenges. Bronny James. You got to play Bronny James. Who's on OKC? They got Nikola Toppin, or whatever his name is. And Portland. Is Scoot Henderson playing? I doubt he will. But, Klingon. I don't know who else Portland got. I just know maybe Scoot. I know they got some Asian guys, so we'll see what Portland can do. They got a lot of big men. A lot of big men. So I'm very excited to see what is in store for the Summer League. I'm very excited to see what's the next step. Y'all let me know down in the comments where you guys feeling, who you want to see in the Summer League. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think is going to be the dark horse? The guy that emerges from the darkness is like, yeah, we got to keep this guy. So out of all them names, hey, Trey Alexander, you better be one of those names, my boy. You better be one of those names. They brought you in. You better be the truth. So let me know who you guys are looking for. Let me know how you're feeling down in the comments, man. Enjoy your Monday. It's been your host of the Mo Jordan Kitchen. I'm signing out. Peace.